Hey guys, so I am finally back. I am finally getting around to listening to Key's album Hunter, his third studio album. I have been wanting to listen to this so badly. Y'all have no idea, but I got sick. I pulled a muscle. I then had my period. And it was just like one thing after another, fucking spiral rolled. And now finally, I feel human again. My chest no longer hurts from the muscle I pulled because I'm an idiot and I'm not strong enough to be as independent as I try to be. But lifting a king mattress on your own definitely was not the smart choice. But like I said, I'm feeling better. So I have been so excited to react to this album. I have so many thoughts. And I am happy to announce that my best friend and my grandma went in halves and managed to get me one concert ticket to see Key in LA. So in December, I will be going down to LA to see Key. Um, my best friend's gonna go with me, in the sense that he's going to drive me down there or drive with me because I only have my permit right now. I don't have a driver's license yet, so I'm not allowed to drive the car without somebody else there. But he has agreed to sit in the car or find something for him to do down in the area because he wants me to experience this because he knows how much Key and his music mean to me. And he's just amazing for that. I love my best friend. He is like another brother to me. So, and I am like still processing the fact that I'm going to be seeing Key because I did see Shiny at KCON 2016. I got to see them there. I was actually on the floor for KCON, which is still wild to me. But seeing like a proper concert from one of the Shiny members has been a dream of mine. So I finally get to have that dream come true. And because of how special this concert is to me, I think I might, for the first time in my life, actually make a concert outfit. Like, I kind of did that, or I kind of tried to do that for DPR's concert when I went back in 20. God, I want to say it was 21 or 22 when they had their tour. I like shortened one of my skirts. I tried to make a skirt. It didn't quite work out. I still was very proud of the way the outfit looked, despite the fact that the sewing machine and me had a fight. But I want to do that again for Key. I already have some ideas based off the concepts of Hunter, and I've seen him posting dress codes and stuff for the Tokyo concert, so I'm gonna kind of wait and see. But yes, I feel like doing something extra special for this concert. I am so excited, and because of that, that's why I've been wanting to listen to the album now. So let's get into this. Oh, before we do though, one last thing. Yes, the setup has changed again. We just rearranged the living room after I pulled the muscle in my chest and it healed a bit. So I strained it more by doing that, which is why it took so much longer. But me and Gus rearranged the living room space again, and so this is my new recording setup. So if there's any kind of bugs like glares on my glasses that I can't quite tell or mic issues, I'm gonna be fixing it as we go. We're working on getting this setup kind of figured out. But here's hoping it's not too bad and this is enjoyable for you guys. And the video actually captures this time. That's how I left y'all, was the video not capturing, so I'm still mad about that, but fingers crossed. And now, because I only have a limited amount of time before people get off work, let's get into this. This is Key's Hunter the Third album. Also, last little thing, I have an issue with one of my ears where I'm slightly, like, very very slightly deaf in my left ear. It's not noticeable to like any of my doctors, but everyone knows and everyone can tell. I think it's because of the One OK Rock concert I went to back in 2018. I was literally right next to a speaker. The speaker was right here. I was standing here and looking at the stage. I think that may have fucked up this ear. But I never really thought to try to like figure out a way to fix it. And with all my past album listens, I've always talked about how this ear is always a little bit harder to tell. I had a brilliant idea this weekend and I went into the device properties on my computer and actually adjusted my left headphone up and made it to where it is even on both sides. So the left headphone is now louder and I can hear the song properly, which will allow me to have a more authentic reaction for you guys. So we're gonna see how well that works now, starting with Key. So we have 9 songs to go through. I am gonna skip Hunter because I have been listening to it nonstop since the music video dropped. I am obsessed. I've even been watching his Studio Tune performance on it as well. So yes, I am obsessed. That is to be expected. So we're gonna jump straight into the second track off the album called Trap. Okay. I love the like more electronic sound he's going for on this album. It works really well. I love the synth he's using here. Ooh. Oh. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is real good. The layering on his vocals is really good in this one. Ooh, and then bringing that back, okay, for a post-chorus. Ooh. Eventually I will look up like the actual English lyrics to these, but that's really... I love the like echo on it. It's not my fault. That's a really good like tactic to use. Trying to think of the right word, but effect. God, it's called an effect. No, of course that's the end. Of course that's the end. Why would you do that to me? I feel like it should be longer. It is 2.5 minutes, which is pretty long, but I like that a lot. I think that as I follow up to Hunter is really, really... Can I help you? Hold on, y'all. Come here. Come to your aunt. Hello. Can I help you? Is there something that you desire? Hi. You're climbing all over my feet. Eat your food and be chill. No, I think that's a good like step from Hunter to Trap. I like that step, and I think that like it gives a good vibe for what I'm assuming the rest of the album is going to be. More that electronic, more the EDM's not the right word because it's not quite EDM, but just that electronic feeling to it. And I definitely like it. It still fits with the Keebum style because Keebum has a very distinct sound and styling to all his music. If you listen to his discography, you will notice some through threads in all of it, and you're definitely seeing that here, which is honestly really cool. And I always am impressed with an artist who's able to make such thorough connections in all their different music styles when they're not the ones actively producing the music. I know Key usually gets songs given to him, or he picks out the songs is the way it works. They give him like a bunch of songs and he picks what he wants to be on the album, and he like tells I believe he tells his team the vibe he's going for, and they source the songs for him, and then he picks the songs. There have been some here and there that he has actually done, but more often than not, that's how he does it. So it's really cool that you can still get a, like, like, it's really cool that you can still get a cohesive identity when sourcing music like that. I love it so much. And Key also just knows how to make songs his. Like, he does a really good job of just taking a song and making it his. Nobody else could sing it or do it the way that he does. So, moving on now, we have song 3, which is called Strange. These are some fucking great titles. Fucking Hunter, Strange, and Trap. I think that all very coincides and fits together. Definitely still keeping with the more synthy sounds. What? Damn, Key! Oh, yes. That purposeful audio fry. So good! Oh my god. This probably is not, but this would be a perfect intro song for the concert. Jennifer! I'm trying. My cat just climbed the TV and is now standing on top of it, and I'm just gonna let him be. Just gonna ignore that. See, this natural, like, tone that Key's voice, I love hearing in his music. I love this! This build-up! Oh, that's so good! Ooh. Ooh. You know, this may just be one of my favorite songs by him. Papa, can you not climb the lamp, please? Jennifer! Okay, I'm gonna have to... Oh, the fact they kept the breath in there. Okay, hold on. Jennifer's getting ready to destroy the living room, guys. One sec. I have had to rescue one of my stuffed animals, or one of my foxes. I have a lot of foxes in this apartment. I had to rescue it from a boy, and then pull him off a lamp, and then off the TV. All because I'm recording and I'm ignoring him. This is what I get. Oh, I love him, I swear. Okay, so my cat's chaos aside, that is by far one of my favorite songs I have heard Keebum do in a while. I love everything about this. Everything. Like, it keeps with that kind of synthy electronic style we're going, but I understand where the uncanny valley aspect is coming into play now. You could see it with Hunter, obviously, but you really are seeing it in this song. I really hope he chooses to do this as an intro to the concert. I don't think he will, but that would be a perfect intro for the Uncanny Valley tour. That mixed with some really good lighting and stage effects, I think would be amazing. As it stands, I didn't talk about this, but I don't know how they put him in such small venues here in the States. I think that was ridiculous. SM has never had faith in their artists here in the States and continue to showcase that they don't think their artists are popular or they don't want their artists to be popular in the States. And I think they did a disservice to Key with the venues they put him in, because I saw Ace at the same venue in Los Angeles, and that venue works for Ace. For Keebum of Shiny, I would have at least put him in the next level up venue. Like, that is too small for him. Absolutely too small. And I don't know how he's gonna do the tour given the size of like the Japanese dome stages and his Korea tours, the size and scale of those concerts. I do not know how he's going to transition that down to the American stage concerts because they're not big venues. So it'll be really interesting because the lighting and the effects and all that is so important to making the feel of a concert, especially for the theme that Key is going for. So it's going to be very, very interesting. I will probably end up doing some sort of like concert review video on it afterwards. But I want this to be the intro so bad. Oh my god, I love everything about this song. It is so good. I would have put this. I think I would reverse the order of the first 3 songs so far. I would have started with Strange, gone into Trap, and then done Hunter. And then we'll kind of see with the rest of the album, but I would have reversed. I think Strange would have been a very good top track on the album. So order-wise, not, the best, but like, just the songs themselves are fucking amazing. Oh my god. I love it. I love everything about this album so far. Moving on, we have song number 4, Want Another. Yeah, I stand by what I said about flipping the first 3 songs. I think those, like, 1 and 3 should be flipped. And then this, after Hunter. Ooh, okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, but why is Keebum out here making club music? That's the other thing I've been thinking with the last couple songs. It's very club-esque, and I love it. I love this melodic break. This is so good. Well, I know what I'm listening to this weekend, and it's gonna be this whole fucking album. God, that's just... Oh. The fact they use his voice in the first half as the beat they mess with, and then here... Ooh, no, we transitioned. Okay, but here in the first verse, they used the backing instead of his vocals. They switched it up. It's got a bit of that industrial music vibe to it too, which I love. Ooh, okay, yeah. Oh, I want one more drop. Why is it always that I want another drop, but they don't give me one more drop in most of these songs? That is frustrating. But I like that a lot. Okay, so yeah, the uncanny, kind of more electronic club vibe, that is the feeling of this album, and I love it so much. Oh, it's so good. This fits Key so beautifully. Like, when you think of Key, honestly, you don't necessarily, in my opinion, have a music genre you would immediately put to him. But then when you hear him do certain songs or perform certain hits, you're like, oh no, that's Key's music. That is what this album is. I love it. It is so, like, it's a little bit on the experimental side, especially for like a K-pop idol, I think. I don't think you see a lot of this in most of the popular K-pop boy groups, but it works beautifully for Key, and I love it so much. All right, song number 5 is called No Way. Okay, now I'm getting the spacey vibes again. There's a lot of, like, I feel like positive manifestation style songs in a lot of his recent music, and this is definitely feeling like one of those. And I like this kind of like slow down after Want Another. I like this like breather. It gets a little bit more poppy, but still with that electronic feel to it. Yeah, I like the like there's so much like positive affirmation style music that he's done recently over the last few years, and I love these songs. And again, being like halfway through the album, it's a good break. It breaks from the more like heavier electronic music and gives us a minute to breathe. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that one a lot. That's a good middle ground break period in the song and gives you like a moment to breathe amid everything. I imagine some in the next couple of songs will be on the slower end, or at least one of them will. Or at the very least, it's gonna pick up again, and then at the end, we'll get to the slow songs. That's a very normal thing for an album like this, so. But I like that a lot. I keep being like, man, I should add this to my playlist. Man, I should add this to my playlist. I think the whole album's going on my playlist, y'all. A very good chance the whole album's going on my playlist. Song number 6 is Infatuation featuring Yuno. I'm not sure. who Yono is. I can only assume another SM artist that I don't know. I don't follow a lot of SM artists anymore. Oof. Yeah, so yeah, we're kind of like slowly bleeding from that heavy club electronic vibe into the more typical pop style of Keys music, and I love the like slow transition we get to that, and having this like slower, more fun beat to it. I was gonna say R&B, but it's not quite R&B. Though I appreciate the synth horns. I like those. Ooh. Ooh. I like the fact that they're letting Key do the vocals, and like, yes, Key can rap, but I think his vocals are definitely his standout part, especially these high tones. I love when we get to hear them. Ooh. The break everything and just bass is always so good. I love when artists do that. Ooh! That distortion as they bring all the instruments down was really good. God! Like, it is definitely hard for him to hit those notes live, I've noticed, but he can hit them when he needs to. And it is amazing every time. Like, oh my god, that falsetto! I like that ending. I like ending it like that. That was good. That was really good. I like that. As a nice continue with that, like, slide into the pop feel, like I said, like, having that, and you still get a little bit of the electronic, a little bit of the hip-hop with the scratching discs. You have a lot of synth in there still. It fits beautifully on this album. I love that song so much. And just, oh, seriously, Key's high notes. Like, something I noticed watching a lot of Key's live performances recently, because he is, like, if the term ultimate bias is still used by K-pop fans nowadays, Key would be my ultimate bias. He would be my ult. And I've watched a lot of his lives recently, and something I have noticed is that he doesn't always sing the more complex vocals live when he's performing. If he's with Shiny, he does it flawlessly, and he makes any even with the choreography. Sometimes like between him, Junghyun, and Onu, I look at the three of them. Hell, even Taemin now. Taemin's gotten so good with his vocals and the shit he hits. I just look at Shiny and I'm like, how are you hitting those and hitting the choreography? What? But when Key does it, when Key performs, he puts a lot more focus on the dancing and the killer parts of the lyrics. So he opts not to push his vocals too hard when performing live, especially for certain songs. Like, this one would probably not be a fantastic live performance to some people because hitting those vocals live can take a lot out of a singer. And so he'd probably opt for more, he usually opts more for doing his ad libs because they are lower in register and easier for him to hit, especially because he does some really great choreography. Key is a dancer. I have said this for most of my life as a K-pop fan. I've been a K-pop stan for now like a decade, and I remember just always hearing discourse about Key and his dancing, and no, that man is a dancer. He enjoys dancing, and you can see it in the performances when he likes a choreography. And you especially see that in his solo works. So it is always really interesting to see what artists choose to focus on during their live performance. Key definitely focuses more on like the choreography and making a good show rather than trying to hit the highest, most prestigious vocals around. So it's really cool. And I don't think this would be a great song for him to perform every single concert or every single performance, but it's still really good. And the fact of the matter is, he can hit those notes. It's not like auto-tuned or anything. That is just him hitting those notes. Sure, sometimes if you watch some of the studios, it takes him a couple of tries, but it takes most artists a couple of tries. Those are not easy notes to hit. That you have to be a special kind of artist to be able to just belt out those notes without any prep or anything. Like, that would be insane. So, I love it though. I'm assuming though, given that the next song is called Glam, in all caps, similar to Hunter, I wouldn't be surprised if this was the runner-up for the title track for the album. I'm assuming though we're getting back into a little bit of the club mix style here. So, song number 7 is called Glam. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I have another contender for concert intro song. Alright. Oh! Okay, this is what I've been hearing on TikTok. Okay. Because I can't avoid all Key content as best as I try. Oh. I love this. This is my new obsession. Ooh, okay, yes, I like this. Ooh. That was a very quick but awesome transition, okay. This is tied for my second favorite song off the album. I think this and Strange are tied. Oh my god, I love this so much. Ooh, and then we go to the instrumental outro. Hell yeah. I need that to be either the intro or the outro to the concert, y'all. I need that to be at least in the set list. Oh my god, I understand why that audio is everywhere on TikTok. That is honestly so good. Depending on like, because he is both using both, from what I could tell, either he's using English and Korean, or my audio processing is all kinds of off. We'll have to see when I go look up the lyrics, but that, depending on the full lyrics, that also may end up on like my manifestation playlist as well. That is just it's going on my main playlist for sure. I love everything about that. That is so good. So good. And again, another like quintessentially key song. Very much this is gonna be like the song that a lot of a lot of Key fans remember. I almost said lockets and showed my age. So I know he calls us his little freaks now instead of lockets, because that was the shiny fandom name. I've been in this too long, guys. I've been a K-pop stan for way too long at this point. Yeah. I'm almost sad that I'm sad that probably the next three songs I imagine are gonna be more on the slower end. Cause I love that. I want more energy, but I imagine we're getting into the slower songs of the album. As it stands, I think Glam and Strange are tied for my second favorite song on the album though. And Glam is really up there because it also gives me like not necessarily in the tone or the style of the music, more just like the vibe. It's giving me early Adam Lambert vibes, very much so, and I love that. Absolutely love it. Okay, we're gonna move on though, otherwise I'm gonna play that song again, and we're trying to get through an album. So next is called Picture Frame. Ooh. They're like the way they're playing with the effects on his vocals in this is so cool. Like, using his vocals to make the beat as well is so cool. Because, like, what they were doing in that, like, first verse is they were doing, like, a pulsing effect with his line. Like, they were going in and out like it was pulsing. That was really cool and creative. God, he has such a beautiful voice. Like, it is definitely a choice they made here to put his vocals behind the music track, which I think puts a much heavier focus on the like the vibes of the song rather than the lyrics, which is really cool. Given like the whole vibe of this album has been electronic, like club style, this fits beautifully. Ooh, oh. Oh, they threw in a guitar. I'm sold. I'm sold. God, I love that. The like letting his vocals start at the top and then pulling them back and doing the edit over them to add to the beat. That is so creative. Okay, let me check something real quick because I am curious. Okay, I don't recognize any of the composers listed on this. I was curious if Kenzie worked on this one, because I know Kenzie does a lot for SM. But I don't recognize any of the composers on this one. Yeah, I don't recognize any of them. Those are not names that I am immediately familiar with. Okay. I love that though. That was such a really good addition. Like, I love that he can still keep the same like electronic club style vibe even while doing slow music. Cuz I think that's something I did not understand when I got into electronic music more when I was younger, is that I did not understand that you can still have upbeat and slow beat songs in that kind of genre. Like, genres are much more diverse than I gave them credit for as a kid getting into music, and I love that this showcases like a whole styling of music in different ways. So I appreciate that a lot with this album. It is going to take everything in my power not to buy this album because we're trying to save money right now. I know buying a concert ticket doesn't help with that, but this is a who knows if Key's coming back to the States again kind of concert. So, all right, we're coming up on the last two songs. Next one is Perfect Error, featuring one of the Red Velvet girls, whose name I've never been able to pronounce correctly. So I'm not gonna. If somebody would like to give me the phonetic pronunciation in the comments, I would love that, because I don't want to butcher her name. Because I do like her a lot, and I don't want to do that to her. See, and honestly, the sudden jump with the more like funky guitar riff would be weird if not for having that at the end of the picture frame. That is how you link songs beautifully when putting them on an album together. Yeah, I love her and her voice. She's fucking amazing. Ooh. They harmonize very well together. I love the little like ding. I love that little ding they have in the background every now and then. Ooh, okay, so they flip their positions on this. See, this is the kind of collab I do love from Key, is when him and the other artist have such equal parts in the songs. These are some of my favorites of his. And just these two, like, yes, they both trained under SM, so it makes sense, but their vocal tones fit beautifully together. I love this. Ooh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. God, Key's ad-libs are amazing. god, yeah, they have such a beautiful harmony together. They really, really do. I love their harmonies. That is beautiful. That is like everything I want to see out of a feature with Key is the two of them going back and forth like that. And I believe these Key and her are actually friends. So that makes sense that their chemistry is so good together. Like even Yunho's collab is really good. They have a good distribution between him and Key as well. I felt like in Key's like very first album, his early collaborations, when it felt like SM was making him do the collaborations. I don't know for sure, but I was definitely irritated that his solo debuts were collaborations. Those never felt like as they didn't feel like as collaborative. They felt definitely a little out of place for Key's stylings back then, but these more recent collaborations he's been doing very much feel more in line with his style, his music, the vibe that he's going for, and I love that. I love the slow progression we have seen of him taking control of his image, his music, being able to do what he wants and work with who he wants to work with. I love that we have been seeing more and more of that over the years with him. There's a like I don't like SM as a company, but Key thankfully has gotten to take the reins on his own career. I think SM definitely, when they were in control of it, were holding him back a lot. So these latest albums have been amazing, and so far this album has been absolutely stellar. I love everything about this album. And now we're on to sadly the last song. So this last song is called Lavender Love. Um and yeah, this one's 3 minutes. Oh, that Perfect Error was 3.5 minutes? Bro, it didn't even feel like that. Okay. All right. Last song, though, guys. Let's do it. As to be expected, the last song is always the more slower, emotional song. And you can tell that immediately. And yet, even though it's slow, and I'm sure the lyrics have something very impactful to them. Ooh. Ooh. I was gonna say, before I got distracted by Key, I love that even though this is the more emotional song off the album and the more slow song as the last one typically is, it still keeps with the upbeat vibes of the rest of the album. And I love the effects and the editing they're using on the music to transition. That was good. This is definitely going to be one I want to look up the lyrics for. I mean, I'm going to look them up for all of them, but this one has got that kind of... like, this part here has got that... I want that lavender love, has got that kind of yearning feel to it. And so I'm really curious about the lyrics for this one. And I love what they do with Key's vocals here. So much of the melody and the top line of this is just Key. She is making the melody in this, and that's really cool. Okay, good. He does come back into the beat one more time. All right, I was gonna be very sad if he ended it there. I like that though. I think that's a good song to end it on. That's a really good song to end the album on. And like I said, there's like that kind of yearning, hopeful tone to his voice through most of it. So I'm very curious about the lyrics for that one in particular. I'll definitely have to look that up. That one and what was it? That one and Infatuation also give summer vibes a little bit in the like the drums and the beat they're using. So that kind of works with this song being with this album dropping in August, like tail end of summer vibes. That's kind of the vibes that I'm getting from the tones of the songs, like that transition period as summer goes into fall. I realize how weird that sounds. Let me explain in a sec. I know when I listen to a lot of albums and music and stuff, I have a tendency to describe feelings and like imagery and like vibes that I get from music. And I don't know if it's a type of synesthesia, I think is how it's pronounced. It's where you basically associate something with something that it is not normally associated with, like sound color synesthesia is usually the one that a lot of people talk about. So I don't know if it's a form of synesthesia or not, but when I listen to music, I get a lot of imagery, I get a lot of vibes. There's just more that goes into when I hear music than what most people do. And again, I don't know if it's a form of synesthesia or if it's just me being a musician myself and a musical person. I've always been told that musicians and artists experience emotions and everything very differently. Our brains are just wired differently. So that's why when you hear me talk about songs sometimes like Lavender Love, I will say this gives me like a yearning, hopeful vibe in the tones, and at the same time I'm picturing like that summer to fall transition. Like literally the weather right now here in California is giving me the vibes of Lavender Love. The windy, kind of warm, but the leaves are changing color and things are transitioning into fall. That is the vibe that I'm getting from Lavender Love. Infatuation gives me more of like the midsummer vibes, like middle of summer, things are really warm, it's nice out, it is having a good time. They even mention, I think, summer. I think says something about summer in the lyrics. So like that's kind of like how I process music is through that. And Key's album definitely, I think he did a beautiful job with this album. This album is absolutely amazing. On the off chance that Key is watching this, hi Keybum. Also, beautiful, amazing album. You continue to hit it out of the park, and I don't know how you do it. I can't wait to see you in concert. But I think this album is amazing as a follow up to Pleasure Shop. Pleasure Shop was the last one, right? I'm not wrong about that, right? Hold on. Am I wrong about that? I feel like I'm wrong about that. The third album. No, Pleasure Shop was the last one. Okay, I'm not wrong. Okay. Had to make sure I wasn't wrong. Um, I think that this is a great follow up to Pleasure Shop. I think it continues off the vibes that he had going for Pleasure Shop, but introduces some new concepts and some new own unique vibes. The electronic, the club feel is definitely very heavy with Hunter, and I think that works beautifully with the concert that he has designed, calling it Uncanny Valley. I definitely really can feel that in a lot of the top songs on this album, the first half of songs. Other than those two that I think should switch, Hunter and Strange, I do feel like those should be swapped. I feel like the rest of the album is very beautifully structured. I do love the structure of the rest of the album, and it's a good album. It's once again another wonderful showcase of Key's vocal talent that I think a lot of people just love to either forget about or not acknowledge, because I have heard so much discourse recently about Key still to this day, and it is fucking annoying, honestly. And that's why I love that he's got the song on here, No Way, and Strange. Like, both of those two, I was almost gonna say one another, but that's not the one. No Way and Strange, I think, are very good lyrically, not even just for us fans, but also for him himself. Key has definitely done a very good job of working on focusing on himself and his own positivity and his own happiness over the last few years, and I love to see him grow and become that person. It is like, I don't like the use of the word idol in Korean media and culture. I think the word idol is a little bit too big, but Kibum is definitely the closest I would come to a genuine idol in my life, somebody I genuinely look up to. And this album is another example of why. Because he is doing everything that he loves and he is having a good time doing it, and he makes amazing stuff like this. So, I love this album. I could wax poetic about Kibum and his music for hours, but I will not do that because I have things I have to do and other videos to record. I am, like I said, looking forward to the concert this December. I will definitely keep all of you guys updated and like posted on what goes on with that, and like if I go through with making an outfit for the concert. But other than that, that does it for this album listen. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you like this album or enjoyed this video, please leave me a like and a comment. Feel free to talk about any other of Key's music here. If you guys have any thoughts on some of the lyrics that I didn't get to in this that I'm going to do on my off time, leave a comment down below. Share this video with other showls if you want to. That is the best way to help me, honestly, is letting ads play, sharing the video, and liking the video. If you want to see more content, those are the things to do to keep me going here on YouTube as the times continue to change on us. But I will definitely be listening to this album a lot more, and I'm so mad it took me forever to get to it, but I got to it, and I'm very happy with it. Again, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time for some other wild reaction.